Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Allie's Book Nook. Today I'm going to share with you all of the books that I acquired for November 2025, which is about 23 books. Yeah, 3 new, the rest are used. It's a lot less books than I got in October, my birthday month, but still about twice the amount of books that I read in a month, so I'm gonna have to do something here. I'm gonna be doing an unhauling video, watch for that later. In the meantime, let's talk about what books I did acquire. Okay, so like I said, 3 new books. We're going to start with those. The first 2 are very exciting, and these are signed copies of Noelle W. Eiley books. So if you watch my video of what I read for the month of November, I talked about how I went to a book event / signing with Noelle Eiley, who's one of my favorite authors. And I'll just show you a quick picture. Here's my husband and I when we got to meet her. That was so exciting. And so I picked up a couple books of hers. Brought a couple that she signed, picked up a couple that she also signed. First one is Ask for Andrea. This is the newly released edition, the Kensington Publisher edition, rather than self-published. Beautiful cover, similar to the other one, but it's got this nice gold embossed or raised lettering, and then it's got sprayed edges, and it says "Dead Women Don't Forget." So that's cool. And she also signed this for Allison. Thank you for driving so far to meet me. So yeah, like I said in my other video, I was in total fangirl mode getting to meet her. It was awesome. And then the other book that I got there at that event is Gray After Dark. Both of these I've read. This one I read just on Kindle. I didn't have a physical copy, but it is a great book that I would love to have in my collection. So I got this there. She also signed this. This one just says For Allison. I've also got 2 signed copies of books for my husband that I already own. Such Quiet Girls and Run on Red. Anyway, this is also either out now or about to come out from Kensington with a sprayed edges version. And it also says something on the pages there. So this is a great book. Highly recommend it. They're both thrillers, survival thrillers. And I'm very happy to have met her and to have those for my collection. So at the same event, she was also there with an author who wrote her debut novel, Molly O'Sullivan, The Book of Autumn. So I got this book kind of before I knew what it was about, purchasing books at the beginning of the event. And I'm glad I got it to help support her, but I don't know that this is going to be my bag of chips. It's kind of a academia fantasy type book. But she did sign this for me. And I also at the signing got a little map that goes with the story and a fun little bookmark that's themed based on the story. And it says, For Allison, hope you enjoy. So I don't know. I'll probably give it a whirl at some point, but like I said, it's not really my typical genre. Okay. Those are my 3 new books that I got this month. So I did really good about only buying new books because I was at that event. But I did get several used books. The rest are all used. First, we'll talk about little free library books. I got 4 little free library books, so they were free. The first one is, it looks to be a thriller. This is Lady in the Lake by Laura Lippman. And this is actually an ARC copy, an advanced reader's copy. So that's kind of cool. Looking forward to checking that out. Then I got this, 365 Days of Prayer for Couples. I thought that was kind of cute and might be kind of fun to check that out with my husband. The next one I got 2 more, and they're both thrillers. Stephen King, The Dark Half. This is an older book. Oh my gosh. Target Books. And then at some place, it was 65 cents at some point in time. So... and then the other one looks to be an older book as well. Frank E. Peretti, This Present Darkness. And this looks like a cosmic spiritual horror book. Like demons and stuff, which I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. Anyway, the rest of these books I purchased used. Anything from Goodwill paperbacks are $2. Hardbacks are $2.50, and then the other ones from various places probably have price tags on them. This one does not, but I paid $4 for this. This is Falling by TJ Newman. I actually read this already, and it just wasn't for me. I didn't really enjoy it. It's a thriller that takes place on an airplane. And I am going to unhaul this and let somebody else enjoy it. So I'll throw it over there for now. The next one I got at Goodwill, and this is Wilding Dark Pines. This is actually his debut novel, and I've been wanting to read one of his books, The Last Passenger, but I've never read any of his books. So I didn't realize when I purchased this until I looked at it a little more. It is a thriller, but he is a Scandinavian author, and so this takes place like in Sweden or something. Scandi crime. So I think this might be the first one in a series. I'm not sure, but I'm excited to give that a try. Next we have from Goodwill, The Coworker by Frida McFadden. Actually, I have 2 Frida books here that I got at different Goodwill trips. I don't know. Frida she can be kind of hit or miss for me. Her books always have they're fast paced. They always have like some crazy plot twists at the end, but I wouldn't call them like literary masterpieces. And I think there are stronger thriller writers out there in my opinion, but her books they're fun enough. And there's some that I really like. There's some that I really didn't like. I don't know. I'll give this a try for $2. What the heck? The Coworker. And then also for $2 on another Goodwill trip, I got The Teacher, also by Frida McFadden. Those are both thrillers. Also from Goodwill, I got The Disappearance by Bentley Little. This looks to be a horror book, and it sounds pretty good. It's actually maybe a horror / a little bit of like a detective story. It's this girl that goes missing at the Burning Man event. And then at a local used bookstore, this was kind of pricey for a used book, but it's hardcover for $8. The Idaho 4, An American Tragedy, by James Patterson and Vicky Ward. So I think this was published before the killer was sentenced, I think. 2025. First edition, July 2025. I don't know. I've heard really good things about this. I've heard that it reads like a fiction book. I'm a little bit leery that I don't want it to be exploited. I don't want it to exploit the victims. And so I'm hoping that that's not the case, but it was a very, prominent, interesting, sad story that happened in the next state over from me. So I followed it when it happened. I thought I'd give this a try. I'm hoping that it gives a voice to the victims and that it doesn't just exploit the situation for profit. But James Patterson, I think it should be pretty solid. We'll see. Let me know if you guys have read that, if I should read it or not. The next one I have is A Good Marriage by Kimberly McCrate. There's a sticker on here for $4.99. So I think I got this at a used books secondhand store for $4.99, and you can see it was at one time a book of the month selection. Also used, I don't know how much I paid for this, a couple dollars. Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. I think it's like a humorous thriller book. I'm not really sure. Next one is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus, and this book was really big about like a year ago or so. I think it's a contemporary romance book. GMA book club pick. Next book I have is a thriller, and this is The Perfect Girlfriend by Karen Hamilton. It looks like I paid $2.99 for this at a secondhand store. Probably like a domestic thriller. Another thriller I got, this is an old library book, and it says thrillers right there. This is Dead Girl Running by Christina Dodd. A lot of these I haven't heard of. I haven't heard of this one either, but anyway, that's a thriller. And another thriller that I also haven't heard of, looks like I paid $2 for this, Dream Girl by Laura Lippman. Oh, isn't that the author of that ARC copy I had there? Yeah. Cool. So if I like one of these books of hers, then I'll move right on to the next one. That's kind of funny. I've never heard of her and I ended up with 2 books by her. The next one is, I think this is a historical fiction book, Shanghai Girls by Lisa Lee, a novel, 1937 Shanghai. The next one is a thriller. I don't know how much I paid for Shanghai Girls, but this one has a $2 sticker. The Last Flight by Julie Clark. 2 women, 2 flights, one last chance to disappear. The synopsis of this actually kind of sounded like Kill for Me, Kill for You, if you know that book. So we'll see. That one, I wanted to love it and I didn't, but this one I will give a chance. Next one we have is Let Me Go by Chelsea Cain. Looks like I paid $2.99 for this hardback. And this is a thriller, detective thriller. And then the last one I have here is Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. This is the second book in the Empyrean series, Fourth Wing series. I already read this, a copy that someone had lended me. And I think it was about 25 cents. So it was like 4 books for $1 or something like that. And then I got 3 for my kids and I got this. I liked it, but not as much as the first one. And I actually ended up DNFing the third one this month. So I don't know. I now own these big, huge, the first and second one. But I don't know if I'm going to keep it because I need to unhaul some books. And I think I want to only keep books in my library that I really, really love. And so I don't know that this will make the cut. So I might be unhauling this, but I did read it already and it's quite popular. So those are all the books that I acquired in the month of November. Well, I actually did order some on Black Friday that I will be getting under the Christmas tree in December. So since they won't come till December, I'll share them with you next month. Let me know if you've read any of these books or what books you've acquired. And do any of these stick out as hard yes or no books that I should prioritize? Thank you so much, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.